Oh my god, this road is literally so foggy. It's so scary. This is genuinely one of the coolest places I've ever been to look for wildlife because there's so many different types of birds, animals, and insects everywhere I look, and it's so beautiful. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So I'm a wildlife photographer and I love taking pictures of wildlife, birds, and nature all around me. And I've been taking pictures of wildlife and nature for such a long time now, and today is a really exciting day for me because I am back to one of my favorite places ever. I used to come to this place a lot for bird watching earlier. It's one of the most serene places ever, and the roads to get here are so beautiful, you guys. It literally looks like I'm in a movie, and it's so beautiful. The roads are so picturesque and perfect, and there's nature on both sides, and it literally looks so amazing. The fact that I was traveling during the monsoon, I got to see so much fog, and the roads were so scary, I'm not gonna lie, but it was so much fun because I was just so excited. We started to explore, and the first bird that we saw was this beautiful parakeet. This is a rose ring parakeet, as you guys can tell, since it has a red color ring around its neck. And it's one of the most beautiful parakeets ever. They live their life in forests and can live even near human civilization. And they basically eat fruits, seeds, and nuts. And they're one of the most beautiful birds ever. As you guys can tell, they're literally so pretty. And then we moved ahead, and there was a small stream, and although it really wasn't that much of a stream because there was hardly any water, we got to see so many creatures in and around the water. The first animal I saw was this cute little crab that was scurrying its way on the floor trying to find anything to eat. And then we saw this other yellow mud crab as well. And this spider that we saw was one of the most weird spiders I've ever seen. It was so colorful and it looks so scary, you guys. I hope it's not poisonous. And then we saw so many different types of mushrooms. These mushrooms were so beautiful, you guys. And we also saw this ant hill, and this was a really unique ant hill compared to anything I've ever seen before. And then I knew that since it was a stream and there were fish and crabs, there was going to be an aquatic bird as well. And we saw an Indian pond heron waiting above the stream, looking for any fish or crabs. And I noticed what it was looking at since I saw that tiny little crab that was hiding between all the river plants in the stream. And I was trying to find any cool birds that I could. And then we found this babbler. And if you guys don't know, babblers are called babblers because they make so much noise and they're one of the loudest birds in the jungle. And then we also saw this red whiskered bulbul. And we also saw this coppersmith barbet. Coppersmith barbets are one of the most cute birds ever. And then we walked ahead trying to find any more animals, and we saw an Indian chameleon. Indian chameleons are genuinely one of the coolest lizards ever since they can literally change the color of their skin based on their external surroundings. And then we continued walking, trying to find any birds or animals that we could find, and we saw this ant hill. This was the second type of anthill that we had seen. The earlier anthill that we had seen was on the floor, and this one was on a branch. And then we saw this ghost tree. And if you guys don't know what a ghost tree is basically the type of tree that glows at night, and this species of tree is genuinely so beautiful at night. And this place is literally perfect for bird watching, you guys. It's so serene and beautiful. And then there was another small stream, and over the stream we saw a black crowned night heron. These herons are one of the most beautiful heron species since they literally look so different than the other heron species. And I don't know what it was doing in the day since this is a nocturnal bird species, but I was so glad that we got to see it near the stream. And we also saw another cute little crab, a yellow mud crab. We also saw another black crowned night heron right after that. And if seeing so many herons wasn't enough, we also saw another Indian pond heron. And honestly, you guys, I love the fact that there were so many different types of aquatic birds. And then I saw something moving on the forest floor, and when I looked closer, it was a cricket, the insect that we can hear chirping during evenings. And then we continued walking because I really wanted to try to find any birds of prey. There are so many birds of prey that live in this area, and I was lucky enough to see a black winged kite, which is one of the rarest birds ever, and I love this bird. I was so happy I got to see the black winged kite since it's one of the birds that I've really wanted to see. And then, you guys, I was so lucky because I got to see another bird of prey. I saw the shikra. This is one of the smallest birds of prey in India, and it's such a beautiful bird. They catch rodents and other small mammals and they live in the jungle, and they're literally such beautiful birds. And then I saw even more anthills. There were so many different types of anthills. First we saw a few hanging from the branch, and now there were so many different anthills on the floor. And earlier we had also seen a different type of anthill near the stream. And I saw this bumblebee drinking nectar from a flower. And then I saw this really unique spider. The spiders over here are so colorful and so different. And then I saw this white-throated kingfisher over the stream. And there were so many different types of butterflies. There were butterflies everywhere, and I've seen so many different types of butterflies that day. My favorite butterfly that I saw that day was the monarch butterfly. We also saw the oriental magpie robin, and I saw a green bee eater doing the most wild thing ever. Before eating, green bee eaters always hit the bee or the dragonfly against an object to kill it before they can eat it. And then we saw so many amazing egrets, and they are aquatic birds, so they were right near the stream throughout. And honestly, you guys, there was so much greenery everywhere, and I loved the fact that I was out in the wild exploring, looking for birds and animals, and I didn't know what I would find next. And we saw so many langurs, you guys. We saw so many different types of langurs, and I started to look through the bushes to try to find any cool insects. And I saw this really small ladybug. This tiny moth was sleeping on a leaf in the daylight. Caterpillars are really peculiar and fascinating creatures. Since the day they are born, all they do is eat leaves until they spin a cocoon around themselves and transform into butterflies like this. And then I saw this really beautiful monarch butterfly. It was so beautiful, and it was drinking nectar. And I got to take so many beautiful pictures of this monarch butterfly. I love monarch butterflies. According to me, they're one of the most beautiful butterflies ever. I got to take so many different pictures of this butterfly and other butterflies as well. I was so excited since we had already seen so many different types of birds and animals. And then we saw a shikra again, and this shikra was different looking than the other one, but it was so beautiful. And now the pictures that I'm about to show you guys of this Atlas moth, I didn't see during this day, but I have seen this Atlas moth while I was staying at a resort quite close to the place where I was bird watching. And honestly, you guys, when I was staying at the resort and I had seen this Atlas moth, it was so beautiful. And on this day right now, we were seeing so many beautiful butterflies as well, and it was so beautiful all around us. And I also saw so many green bee eaters sitting on the telephone wires that I took so many pictures of. And I also saw a lot of jungle mynas that were sitting on the telephone wires, and I got to take so many beautiful pictures. And then I saw this really cute snail that was gliding into the forest. And as we explored, I couldn't wait to see what else we would see. And I saw the most beautiful red whiskered bulbul sitting on a branch. And I also saw this really beautiful tailor bird. And apart from the tailor bird, I also saw a red vented bulbul. And I also saw this bird, but I don't know which species it is. And then I continued to explore, and I was so excited because we had already seen so many different types of birds. And then I saw a black kite, and black kites are really common in cities as well, but I love the fact that we even got to see a black kite amongst nature. And then we could hear the golden thrush, and this bird genuinely has one of the most beautiful voices ever. And we also saw drongo, and this wasn't the usual black drongo. We saw a white bellied drongo, which is a rarer species of drongo. It was so beautiful, you guys. Everything was so beautiful. It was such a sunny day. We had seen so many birds. And then we saw another group of parakeets. And out of the group, this little parakeet was sitting on the branch. This was genuinely such a fun experience. I got to see so many different types of birds and animals and butterflies and insects and everything. I love being out in nature, and this was genuinely one of the perfect days ever, and I love this day so much. So that's it for the video, and I hope you guys liked the video. And if you guys like this video, then hit the like button below, comment down below what videos you guys want me to make in the future, and subscribe to my channel because I make new videos every week. And apart from that, I also keep uploading shots of my wildlife photography. So I hope you guys like this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.